My name is Dwayne Daniel. This is my Unit 7 scholarly activity for American History 1 with Columbia Southern University. The title is Francis Scott Key's Contribution to American Culture. Most people recognize the name Francis Scott Key, even if they are not sure what it is he is famous for. Few people recognize Key as the author of the national anthem. However, very few people know he was the author of the defense of Fort McHenry, which would eventually become the national anthem, nor are they aware of the circumstances in which he was placed that would provide him the opportunity to write this poem. As a religious man, Key was opposed to war. However, he was very upset with the British attack on the capital, as well as the capture of a doctor named William Beans. Dr. Beans was arrested for confronting British soldiers who were plundering his home. He was then taken to a British ship and held captive. Since he was an accomplished lawyer, Key was one of two men asked to go to the British ship to negotiate the release of Dr. Beans. After arriving on the HMS Tonnant, the British agreed to free Dr. Beans, but all three men were still held and not allowed to return to shore. The attack on Fort McHenry was imminent, and the British feared that they would be able to warn the U.S. fort of the attack. Due to this situation, Key was forced to watch the onslaught of Fort McHenry from the source of the attack. The attack would last throughout the night and for a total of 25 hours. Key's view of the assault throughout the night would be key to many of the words used to describe the poem in his battle. Yet those words would not start to flow until the next morning, when he saw that it was the U.S. flag that was still flying once the haze started to settle. Once seeing the flag, he immediately started to pen some of the most famous words associated with American history. Key, being a humble and private person, had no intentions of publicizing the defense of Fort McHenry poem. It was his brother-in-law, Joseph Nicholson, who submitted it for publication. Nicholson's submission came with a suggestion that the poem should be accompanied with the music of an English drinking song. The Baltimore Patriot newspaper reprinted it and pronounced it a beautiful and emanating effusion that is destined long to outlive the impulse which produced it. Soon after it was publicized, the name of the poem was changed to the Star-Spangled Banner. Yet still it was not deemed as the American national anthem. It would not be until March 3, 1931, that President Herbert Hoover would officially proclaim it as the America's national anthem, even though it met some opposition. Many critics stated that the song was too long, too unfamiliar to the public, had words that no one could remember, and was too militaristic with killing, violence, and hatred. Since becoming the national anthem in 1931, it is a song that continues to be sung on a daily basis through a myriad of venues. Even though critics said it was a song with words that nobody can remember to a tune that nobody can sing, it is now one of the most recognized and memorized songs in the history of the United States. Throughout the numerous events that play this song today, it is hard for people not to automatically start singing along. This song means so much to so many, especially those who have loved ones in the armed forces. Little did Key know the words he would pen on that fateful day, in which he felt pride and awe at seeing that it was the U.S. flag that was still flying over the fort, would give others the same source of pride and awe, not just in weeks to come, but for generations to come. To this day, people still feel goosebumps and chills when they hear the song play and remember those that have fought and died to make this great country the free nation that it is today. The Star-Spangled Banner will always be a source of pride and hope, a reminder of endurance of American spirit, and an educational tool to teach future generations of the efforts that previous generations made to keep this great country a free nation. Francis Scott Key's anthem will last forever.